Hey you guys, it is Crystal Lopez here from crystalandcomp.com. How are you? I hope you are doing amazing. All right, so I'm going to share with you a week of what my family is eating. I will actually share the meal plan with you in just a second to show you all the things that we'll be cooking. Remember, when I meal plan, which I've been meal planning for, I became really diligent in meal planning when my twins were babies, were newly born. And I have a whole video explaining how I came to love meal planning and understand that it was the game changer in getting dinner on the table and getting dinner done. But those twins are about to be 18. So I've been meal planning for a very long time. When I meal plan, I do not assign days to the meals. I just make a list of the 5 to 7 things that I'll be cooking that week. And then as I go, I mark them off. I don't like to be boxed in. I don't want my life around Monday we are having tacos and Tuesday we are having spaghetti. I want to be able to say the day before, oh, okay, this is on my list. This is what I want tomorrow. This is what we want tomorrow, and go from there. Okay, so one thing that I encourage you to do before I tell you all the things I'm cooking this week, one of the things that I encourage you to do is to grab a 3-ring binder. And the beginning of the year is the perfect time to do this. You can get started anytime. It doesn't have to be on a Sunday. It doesn't have to be on January 1st. But what time is better than the first of the year, right? But no matter when you're watching this, it doesn't matter. Just get started. Grab yourself a 3-ring binder. Get you some dividers to go in there, okay? And I would also get the little clear plastic covers, the little clear plastic slip that you can slip papers in. And as you start to, so if you go watch my video that teaches you how to meal plan, one of the things that I teach you is how to identify your recipe criteria and build your meal plan around that. So as you start to find recipes on the internet, print them out. I have a house full of kids and they're playing. As you start to print them out, don't just print them and, let them hang around somewhere and then you can't find them. Put them in a binder. So buy these little covers, these little clear paper protector pages, slip your pages in here, and you can keep everything very neatly and nicely in a 3-ring binder. And you're only going to put things in here that meet your recipe criteria. That's very, very important, okay? So most of the time, most blogs these days have the option for you to print out their recipes. So if you're on a blog like crystalandcomp.com, the recipe we're going to make right now is from my site, and it is a crock pot chicken and red pepper recipe. But if you go to that recipe, at the very top it says jump to recipe. Like there's the title, and then right underneath that is a spot that says jump to recipe. When you jump, it will take you right to this place where you can print the recipe, okay? So I encourage you to do that. And here is that page from my site, and I've just put it into one of these little paper holders, protectors, and here's the recipe. So now, forever and always, yes, you can pin it, but if you're not going to Pinterest to then find all of your recipes and sort back through them, if you have a binder, it just makes it so much easier to come back and say, okay, here are some of the things that I've made that I love that meet my recipe criteria. It makes it easier to find the things that you're going to put on your meal plan for this week. And let me also tell you that when I make recipes, whether it's my own recipe or someone else's recipe, I will make notes as I go along. So if I change something, so this is someone else's recipes, I put on here that instead of ground beef, I used ground turkey. I cooked it in olive oil, garlic, and onion, and I used a can of cream of mushroom soup instead of cream of chicken soup because I didn't have any. And then I'll make notes about how it turned out and how I liked that. So that way I know in the future that, oh, these are modifications that I can make that are not a problem. And then I even do the same for my own recipes because I'm always looking for ways to variate things and ways to, like for this one, I didn't have any time to make it in the slow cooker. This is mine from my site. This is my crock pot taco casserole, okay? So I had no time to make it in this. I wasn't prepared that day. I didn't get it in the slow cooker. So I wrote out the directions on how I modified it for the oven. So this is something that now in the future, I have this note here, and I could also go and update this blog post and give that information as well if I wanted to. Okay, I'll probably have one of my team members do that. So here we go. We are going to make, and then you've got your dividers so you can do breakfast, lunch, dinner, crock pot, keto, you know, chicken, put all your chicken together, however you want to organize it, okay? All right, so today I am going to do, we're gonna do this crock pot red pepper chicken. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna see me following along. I have like 500 recipes on my site, and I like to have them printed out too, because sometimes I'm like, I know that this is chicken and red peppers, but I'm like, what else do I put in that? I forget. It's been a little bit. I haven't made this in probably 6 months. There's a lot of life going on, you know? So I've got this here. I'm gonna follow it along. You follow along, and we're also going to give you a quick run through of what we're making this week on our meal plan. All right, here we go. All right, so here is the official meal plan. Here's what we're having this week. Remember, this is the meal plan right after Christmas, okay? So you're seeing this a little bit later, but this is the meal plan right after we've celebrated Christmas and I had made the big prime rib, okay? So we're gonna take that prime rib and make leftover prime rib soup, and we're gonna serve it with bread. It's gonna be delicious. We're also going to have a crock pot chicken and red pepper dish. I'm going to make rice to go with it and salad, and if there's any leftover bread, we can have that. Ham and black-eyed peas with cabbage. This will be our New Year's Eve dish. If there's any leftover ham, I will save it and use it later to make like a ham and mac and cheese pasta bake. We're gonna have hamburgers on the grill. Lenny has a new grill that he wants to use, but also I've got some chicken burgers that are frozen chicken burgers that I bought at Costco a while back. It's like chicken with mozzarella cheese and little jalapeno pieces. And we're gonna cook all of those together on the grill. We will probably have my in-laws over for dinner that night, and my mother-in-law, she has to really restrict her red meat. So the chicken burgers are something that I know she will love. Then I'm also going to make an easy tuna bake one night just because I need something easy. And to me, this is easy because I don't have to pre-cook any meat, or, you know, oftentimes the longest process of cooking is cooking the meat, right? So to just be able to use tuna and make a casserole is super, super easy. And I actually have a recipe for tuna casserole, not only on my blog, crystallandcomp.com, but also there's a video here on YouTube of me making that tuna casserole. Then we'll do one night of leftovers where we'll just kind of hodgepodge everything together and eat up leftovers. And then I always reserve at least one time to eat out. So that's what this last one says. A lot of times that's Sunday after church or something like that. But anyway, this is what our meal plan is looking like for this week. If for some reason some of these don't get made, like for example, let's say that there ends up being enough soup that we can eat soup for 2 nights, then one of these other meals will either push to next week or we'll modify it in some way, right? If there's leftovers and we don't end up eating them by the end of the week, a lot of times I will freeze those so that we can have them later. Like if this chicken and peppers, if we don't use up all of this chicken, I will freeze it to use later in a soup. If I make too much rice, I will freeze it to use later because it makes dinner time so super easy. We're going to have a lot of people in this week. We've got people from out of town that will be here, so I've got to make sure that I have enough food to feed everybody. And then for New Year's Eve, I'm sure we'll have a full house of people. So there you have it. This is what's on the meal plan. Now, let me show you how we're going to cook it all. All right, so we're making the peppers and chicken in the slow cooker. I like to use, I've got that blue container there. It's actually a 2-part container. It has a clear side and then that blue side. It's an old Tupperware marinating container, and I have had it for 24 years. I've had it a long time, and it was damaged years ago in the dishwasher. It melted, and it won't, like, it is misshapen now, and it warped, whatnot, and the pieces will not go back together as they're designed to go back together. So I don't know, 18 years ago, they became my defrost containers. So I will take my meats that I'm defrosting and put them in that and put them in the fridge. Or sometimes I do defrost things on the counter. You do that at your discretion if you do it the way you want to do it. But those containers come in super, super handy. I love using them for defrosting. So that chicken is Costco chicken. It was frozen, and I had defrosted it. When you buy Costco chicken, it comes in a big, huge pack that is compartmentalized, basically. And each little section, there's like 6 sections total, and each section has, depending on how big they are, 1 to 2. I've seen up to 3 little smaller ones, chicken breasts in each little compartment. You've got 6 compartments, and it makes it really easy to freeze things and not have to defrost everything and not have to pre-portion them out before you freeze them. So at first, I was not a really big fan of the way that Costco packages their thighs and legs and breasts and tenderloins and all of that. And now I love it. It didn't take me long to fall in love with it, but I really love it. So honestly, this video could be sped up to be super fast and show you how to make all of these dinners, and we could speed it up to like a 5-minute video total. But I want you to see, we've left this pretty much at normal speed because I want you to see this is how long it would, it's what, 7 minutes for you to put this together, and dinner is going in the slow cooker, and then it's going to be ready for you to serve to your family at the end of the day. So sometimes I feel like when we speed things up, it just gets going too fast, and you kind of miss some of the details or miss some of the, the little tidbits or whatnot. So I just wanted to leave this in normal speed so that you could it would relate to you even more in the way that how your day goes when you're cooking your dinner. So we're almost done. We're going to pop the lid on it and let it cook all day, and then I will shred it and we'll get some rice going and whatnot closer to time to serve dinner. So that'll be coming up in just a minute. So I have multiple slow cookers, and this is the one that I'm using today, and you may have seen me do this before. But sometimes I have to put foil underneath the lid, and here's why. I had one of my other slow cookers broke. I had one that had an electrical issue, and then I had an actual crock itself break. So now what I'm left with is 2 slow cookers, and one of those slow cookers, the lid and the crock are mix matched because one of them, the opposite thing broke on, you know what I mean? Like one of them, the lid broke, one of them, the crock broke. So, when I use this slow cooker, I have to put a piece of foil under the lid because the lid doesn't fit tightly, and you don't want for heat to escape. Just the same as, did you know that you don't want to take the lid off of your slow cooker when it's cooking? Every time you take the lid off, it adds 20 minutes of cook time. So the same applies for, I want to make sure that my lid is on good. Otherwise, things are never going to get fully heated properly. It's going to take forever for that food to cook that's in there. So by putting the foil down, it really helps to keep all of that heat in. And then I have another slow cooker that the lid and the crock are a perfect match, and it works just fine, and the lid fits on it perfectly. Okay, so now this is later in the day. That chicken has been cooking for hours, like I think 6 hours is what I did.
And now we are going to make rice in the Instant Pot. And this is my favorite place to cook rice, whether I'm cooking brown rice or white rice. I buy my rice in bulk at Costco. This is actually jasmine rice that I'm making. And I store it in these 5-gallon food grade containers with gamma lids that are airtight. And like, seriously, if you will go through that much rice before the expiration date, so it'll last me a year. I go through it in a year before it expires, and it is the cheapest way for me to buy rice. As long as you can store it properly and use it before the expiration date, buying rice in bulk is the best, because you are going to get the best unit price for it. So this is what I'm doing here. You'll see me pull those big containers out when I'm using flour, when I'm using rice, sometimes when I'm doing beans. I store that kind of stuff that I buy in bulk in those large containers. So you can cook white rice, jasmine rice in the Instant Pot in 4 minutes, which obviously it takes a little longer than that because you got to wait for it to come to pressure and all that. But the actual cook time is 4 minutes. And I'm making like 8 cups of dry rice. So that is the big, huge Instant Pot that holds up to 8 quarts. I'm making 8 cups of rice, I think is what it was. Might have been 6, but it filled that thing up once it cooked. I do like to put butter in my rice before I cook it, and I'll put salt in it, or I will just do chicken broth. That's really good too. And then you don't have to do the salt. And butter is totally optional. Anyway, this is gonna cook quickly. So this is the big family size Caesar salad from Walmart. I had done a Walmart grocery delivery to get some odds and end things, like produce, some fresh produce, milk, that kind of thing. If I'm not making a trip to Costco, I will do a quick delivery from walmart.com. So we're just gonna make this salad, and it will pair perfectly with the rice, the chicken and peppers, and then we also served it with bread. All right, so this is the ham that I grabbed at Costco, and we're gonna use that big roaster to make it, and that roaster just works wonders. I love it. So it did come with a little seasoning packet that's like, I don't know, brown sugar granules or something. What I did was I just put the ham into the roaster, and then I did sprinkle about half of that sugar granule mix on top and then poured water on top. I would have added some pineapple had I had any pineapple juice, and then crushed pineapples or pineapple rings. And then I did end up also putting some honey over it. It was really good. This was fantastic. And honestly, it does not take long for it to cook because you're just heating it up, right? It's already been cooked. Two hams that are that size could have easily fit into this roaster. Since the ham really didn't take up much of the room, it didn't take up, but half of the room, it cooked really fast. So I ended up kind of overcooking it a little, but it ended up just fine. It was so delicious.
Don't call me, I don't wanna talk to you. I'm better off not talking to you. But why you trying to hold on, to hold on, to hold on? Wanna take a different lane, wanna play my own game, and I don't need your hair, so won't you let me go? Wanna take this ball and chain that you have put on me and throw it out the window. I think that you should let go, 'cause you know this is not meant to be. Let go. Maybe I should have known that you are not the right one for me. Let go. I should have known, I should have known you are not right for me. So let go, so let me go, so let me go. You are not right for me, so let go. Let me go, 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 let me go.
Okay, I did make cabbage to go with this. I made fried cabbage. Typically, I fry it in bacon grease, but I did not make bacon in advance. Instead, I used olive oil, and then I just used some bacon bits, season it well with salt and pepper. Honestly, I like doing it in bacon grease better, but you make do with what you have. And then I just used canned black-eyed peas. Because I didn't buy the dry ones in time. Everyone bought them out. And then there was that ham. It was delicious. And then the cornbread. That is actually a really good brand. We had gone to Six Flags, remember? And so we were getting home super late. And we had friends over, another large family. And we were all eating right when the ball was dropping. So, yeah, it was fun. It was, we were trying to cram everything in, but we ended up having a great time. Okay, so this is using the leftover prime rib from Christmas to make the soup. So you can actually freeze your leftover steak or the leftover roast, and then defrost it and use it to make the soup, okay? Or you can make it the next day. It doesn't matter, and then you don't have to freeze it. But here we go. This is actually a process it's going to take. There are quite a few veggies that are going into this. This was actually a very hearty and delicious soup. It did call for barley. I had the barley here, and then you add the barley like the last hour of cooking. We're gonna saute all these vegetables in this pan and cut up the steak, and then we're gonna add it all to a slow cooker. Let it cook on low or cook slow and steady all day long. And then about an hour before cook time, you're gonna add the barley. I forgot to add the barley, and I was so sad because we were really looking forward to the barley being in there. But now I've got barley that I can use for something else, but that will help stretch it out even further, and just add, that much more nutrients and filling to the soup. So let's make this soup together. It was delicious.
You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast with my bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry on top. Get on my list of the things I love, love, love. You could be the one I trust. All the second chances say I'm nothing for right. I like it all with the cherry on top. Be one of the things I love. The things I love, the things I love, the things I love, 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 love. The things I love, the things I love. Be one of the things I love. The things I love, the things I love, the things I love, 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 love. The things I love, the things I love. 'Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast with my bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry on top. Get on my list of the things I love, love, love. You could be the one I trust. All the second chances say I'm nothing for right. I like it all with the cherry on top. Be one of the things I love. The things I love, the things I love, the things I love, 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 love. The things I love, the things I love. Be one of the things I love. The things I love, the things I love, the things I love, 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 love. The things I love, the things I love. Be one of the things I love. I got this boy on my mind that I can't live without. Oh, his eyes are killing me. And he keeps talking about everything that he likes, and I can't stop listening. I'm thinking about him all the time. I'm thinking about him all the time. I'm thinking about him all the time, all the time. And my heart's beating fast when he's looking like that. Oh, his smile is killing me. It's the way that he moves and the way that he laughs, so I can't get enough. Thinking about him all the time. I can't get him off my mind. Oh, I want him to be mine, to be mine. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. You know I want him now, 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 now. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah.
Honestly, this is a very forgiving soup that is a great way to use up leftovers. So while the recipe that I was following didn't call for mushrooms, I threw some mushrooms in. Like, it's a great way to clean out the fridge and use up any veggies that you need to use up before they go bad. So, you saw leeks. If you don't like leeks, substitute it for just regular onions or omit that altogether. You saw carrots. I think I've already chopped the carrots. There's also parsnips. If you don't want parsnips, omit them or use something else. Pretty much anything that would pair well with beef in a soup is going to pair well in this. It was delicious.
You know I want him na 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 na. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it starts, when it starts. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want, if you want. Yeah, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. Yeah, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. I wanna na 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 now. Yeah, 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 yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it starts, when it starts. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want, if you want. Yeah, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be just wanna hear you say that you want me to. I told you I can't get you off my mind. Come let me hold you now. I wanna lay in your arms. Come let me love you now. Yeah, you're the one that I want. I wanna stay here. I wanna stay here with you. I wanna stay here with you. La 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 la, la 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 la. I wanna stay here with you. I'm thinking you were made for me. Isn't it my birthday yet? 'Cause I gotta say, you're looking like a gift for me. Wrapped up nice and neat, baby. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. 'Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast with my bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry on top. Get on my list of the things I love, love, love. You could be the one I trust. All the second chances, they are nothing for us. I like it all with the cherry on top. Be one of the things I love. We don't have to move so fast, baby. I will show you how you can catch my vibe. And right away, got so much time looping in the blurry lights. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. 'Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast with my bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry on top. Get on my list of the things I love, love, love. You could be the one I trust. All the second chances, they are nothing for us. I like it all with the cherry on top. Be one of the things I love. The things I love, the things I love, the things I love, 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 love. The things I love, the things I love. Be one of the things I love. The things I love, the things I love, the things I love, 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 love. The things I love, the things I love. 'Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast with my bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry on top. Get on my list of the things I love, love, love. You could be the one I trust. All the second chances, they are nothing for us. I like it all with the cherry on top. Be one of the things I love. The things I love, the things I love, the things I love, 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 love. The things I love, the things I love. Be one of the things I love. The things I love, the things I love, the things I love, 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 love. The things I love, the things I love. Be one of the things I love. I've been holding on, I wouldn't let you go. 'Cause every time I try, you find a loophole. I've been slamming the door and just leave you cold. When I come back, you've heated up the South Pole. You see my body rush for the escape, while my heart wants to stay. I run away, hit the road in an endless night, but I keep turning back just like a
look at how amazing that looks. Even though I forgot to put the barley in, it looks phenomenal. It was so good. Do make sure that you salt it well. Those potatoes are going to need salt. And the tomato puree that's in there, it really could use some salt typically as well. So there it is, absolutely delicious. And we served it with more of that bread that we had. Lenny had run into, we've got a big grocery store chain in Texas, and South Texas is H-E-B. They actually start about Central Texas and then work their way down all the way to South Texas. And they make fresh bread that is to die for. It's so good. Okay, so this night we are going to make tuna casserole. So I did not do tons of recording of this particular night, but you get the idea. I have a whole video dedicated to making tuna casserole. It is super easy. The printable version for this recipe is over on my site, but you're basically just going to mix all of your wet ingredients together, including your tuna. Take a bag and like a Ziploc bag and put your potato chips in it and crush them up. Make sure that you spray your pan, and we're just gonna add our pasta to that tuna mix and then put it all into the casserole dish, and we're going to bake it just to heat everything thoroughly. Super easy, super delicious, great meal to make when you're in a pinch.
I told myself that maybe he ain't worth it. Too bad I hate advice. 'Cause out of sight and out of mind is perfect. It's so hard to decide. Oh, I know he got me good in his pocket. I know that I missed a treat. Well, the taste is better. Oh, go on, chewing my bones out when he's done and spitting me out. I just can't help myself. One for the pain, no hesitation. Took us again, nothing can save us, yeah. I just wanna be around you. I just wanna be free for the night. All in or nothing, not gonna stop. Dance till the morning light. I just wanna be around you. I just wanna be around you. He looks at me like I know what he's thinking, but I don't have a clue. True talent in avoiding conversation, yeah, it's almost rather cruel. Oh, I know he got me good in his pocket. I know that I missed a treat. Well, the taste is better. Oh, go on, chewing my bones out when he's done and spitting me out. I just can't help myself. One for the pain, no hesitation. Took us again, nothing can save us, yeah. I just wanna be around you. I just wanna be free for the night. All in or nothing, not gonna stop. Dance till the morning light. I just wanna be around you. I just wanna be around you. I just wanna be
Okay, so this should probably be called burgers and such on the grill because it was a lot of different things. This was Lenny's first night to use his grill that he got for Christmas that we got at Costco. It's a Blackstone. It's amazing. So we have, he wanted to do like a corn kind of dip that you grill, as well as mushrooms and onions and things like that. So he was grilling all of that while I was putting the patties together. So he did buy some pre-made, like 4 pre-made beef patties that he put on the grill. I don't know what seasoning he put on them, but he just grabbed them just in case, since we were going to have a full house for dinner. And then I had defrosted or thawed 4 pounds of the beef that we have in the fridge from a cow that we harvested. So we did that about 9 months ago. So we're still working through all that. I wanted to take my bracelet off because I was going to get my hands in here and get them dirty. So I actually, half of this hamburger meat I seasoned with dry French onion soup mix. It is a great way to, it's a great seasoning for hamburger patties. You may have seen me do that over the summer when we were at the beach and I showed you our meal plan for that time period. I did the same thing then. And then the other half of the meat, I used a different seasoning that we had in the pantry. And all of it turned out great. These burgers were so good. They were delicious. Anyway, we're just going to make these into decent sized patties that are big enough for the bun, but not so big that they take forever to cook.
You only call me on the weekends when you're out and about, only chasing highs. You need me. He brings me flowers on a Tuesday. He gives me good loving, something that I never thought existed. I know what I need, ain't gonna lie. I know what I want, speaking my mind now. A queen needs a king to be by her side. On my mind's loving's on my mind. when you hold me. I rather lost my senses than be alone.
All right, guys, so that is what we had in a week. Those burgers were delicious, amazing. I cannot wait to make burgers on the grill again. Next time we probably won't use as much butter, but we had a lot of buns that we needed to butter. So there's that corn salad. We had all the toppings, the mushrooms, the onions, avocados, all kinds of things. It was so good. It was an amazing week full of delicious food. So there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful. We'll see you in the next video, and I will leave a link below to my meal planning printables so that you can print them out, make your grocery list, and identify what you're going to make for the week. Post it on your fridge so that your whole family knows, and you'll be cooking dinner every night at home. All right, guys, have a great rest of your week. Bye.